What's up, everybody, and welcome to Paintball Lounge, the voice of Louisiana Paintball. I have today one of the great legends, Greg Montalvo. That's how you say it?
Yeah, Montalvo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Montalvo.
thank you. The he's a formal um, MLKings
hmm
pro player, as well as the host of How to Play Paintball, the YouTube
hmm
series, as well as
That's
a
right.
coach. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you. No, I appreciate you having me on and being able to do this. Perfect time, and everything worked out real well.
Oh, really? You got a busy schedule? Like you got a lot of coaching? Like what's going on?
Yeah, so I mean, I just launched a new online coaching. So working with different clients right now, and trying to get that going, trying to make it into something that's going to be beneficial. Trying to make it where there's other programs that all they're doing is giving you videos, and it's like
Mhm.
I have 11 years worth of videos that you can watch, but having it where people are able to actually interact with me and being able to critique the little things is what I wanted to do with this. So that's why it was funny. Like I literally launched it this week, and you were like, "Hey, you want to jump on the show?" I'm like, "Perfect, let's go."
That's awesome. That so it's kind of like a free version of BKI schooling in
So
a
it
way.
is paid.
Oh, okay.
So there is a cost involved with that. So if anyone has any questions, they can always hit me up and we can talk. There's a bunch of different levels that you can do though. So there's like a
Right.
course, and then there's the online coaching. And I tried to have even like a team option, so that way
Mhm.
people can split it across their whole team, the individual stuff. Uh, but yeah, I mean, basically, I didn't want to say BKI, but like there's others that are just putting out videos, and it's good content, but I think it's important when you can really get in and help
Mm.
out the player with the little things like, hey, when you did this, your elbow stuck out too far, you started telegraphing, you started doing this, your loader, hey, try to snap this way, you're using too much energy, and being able to help them in that way rather than here's a video, good luck.
Right. And you know, you are actually um one of a lot of people who are posting like how to play paintball. Like let's talk about that. Like how like why the title how to play paintball? Like where did you get the idea of becoming this, one of the top YouTubers in paintball and industry, of having these step by step of like, how to snap shoot, how to do these kind of drills, like how they all started.
So my dad, I'm actually a teacher by trade. I teach high school
Oh,
science. Yeah, so
oh,
teaching is just part of what I do. But it was my dad had just kind of pushed me to, well, why don't you just have do something
mhm,
with it on YouTube? And I don't know if he was the one that said how to play paintball, and I searched that because it's super keyword loaded, and somehow that wasn't taken. So at the time, like the domain howtoplaypaintball.com was like 20 bucks. I'm like, well, I'm going to buy that. I'm going to set this up on YouTube. And then it just kind of grew from there. And that's something that even when I had gone pro, there's certain things that if no one teaches you, you
mhm,
you either have a really hard time learning or you just don't learn it. And there's just those little things like I was talking about that I learned going into pro and learn those things, but that's because there are other people there that taught me that stuff. So if that doesn't come down, then the divisional players don't get it and all of that. Like it's great that paintball has grown to what it is now, but if we don't help out the younger players, then the whole industry will fall out. Like there's great, we have everyone here uh, in their 40s or whatever, 30s, playing in pro, but we need the young blood to come in as well. And if they're not being taught, they're not being helped, like they're not going to progress.
I agree 100%. Like because and that's why before we started the show, I said that the I love what you're doing because not a lot of people can buy like the BKI's package and stuff like that, and YouTube is such a powerful
hmm
platform for paintball, because if you type in how to play paintball, there's like a gazillion like different videos from different people who are like saying, oh, this is how you play paintball, but really it's not an actual person who has been in the trenches, who has
hmm
actually play NXL or the MPPL and teaching y'all like, hey, tuck your elbow in, like use your hips to bend to do snapshots, or all these drills. And
Hmm.
that's why I love when you're showing these videos. And people ask me a couple times, like, how do you play paintball? I literally said, do not ask me. Do not ask me. I've been playing for a long time, but do not ask me. Go to howtoplaypaintball.com.
Thank you.
That is literally more better than what I can produce.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
um, so you, like, before you started, how did it start for you, like your journey of being from where you started from paintball to where you were formerly in the MLKings, and then like what happened?
So like literally from the beginning, or where do
Yes,
you want me to start?
let's start from the beginning.
So I almost didn't go. I my Our church was doing like a men's whatever. Like I don't know, 13, 14. I was scared of everything when I was younger. So
Mm-hmm.
I was all nervous, and my dad's like, "Nah, I'm paying for it. You're gonna go." I'm like, "Okay." And then I don't know what it was about it that just grabbed me. And like I remember the first time that I played, I was trying to shoot the refs because I didn't know they were refs. So I just saw people standing off to the side. I'm like, all right, easy shots. Start like smoking the refs, and they're just yelling at me. Run up to a teammate because I ran out of paint. He almost shoots me. It was a hot mess. But that that sparked something. It's hard to describe uh, because if you don't have that, like there's just something about that bug, and you can't describe it unless you've been into it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I saw that there was competitive, I remember going to the World Cup at the Wide World of Sports in Disney and meeting like Chris Asoya, I think was the first pro that I met there, being able to watch the NXL, like the old school NXL. That might have been when Trauma won, because I think I played kind of recreationally for a little bit. Then I saw there's a tournament side to it and got involved in that. Started playing with a team called Psychotic, and then that became Supremacy, and then we got picked up by the Palm Beach Vipers organization, and kind of grew within that organization. Played for Florida Atlantic University. That was super super fun playing at FAU. I didn't really care about Florida Atlantic University until I had the jersey on. Like when I actually had it across my chest, because it's a smaller college. It's like it's whatever. I only went there because it's the only place I applied to, and I got in. So I'm like, all right. And so that was really cool. Ended up getting top 4 my last year there. So that's a really cool thing to help kind of birth that and grow for 4 years. And then uh, after graduating, that's when I wanted to like, all right, I want to do this pro thing. Like I want to go for it. Moved up to Tampa and started playing for Tampa Bay Notorious because I knew that they were close enough to Damage that it would be someone that I could start to try to mix in with. And I don't remember when exactly it was that I started working at Exalt Paintball. They had a warehouse in Orlando. So I was driving out there, working there. And then through connections there that I made, that's when I started getting in contact with the Kings. This is right when they had first gotten into, that's when the league had expanded out to the 20 teams. So they
Mm-hmm.
got an invitation of, hey, do you want to play in pro? So I came on in Atlantic City of their first year. Didn't play a point, but it was still cool to like, oh, this is weird, like being here now.
Mm-hmm.
But Charlie basically told me, look, you got to earn your spot. And by World Cup, I was, starting with, there was another guy that played the Dorito side. So Danson, if anyone remembers him, he plays in Hawaii. Um, but he was with the team as well. So we were flipping back and forth on the D side, and by the end of the season, Charlie's like, "Cool, you earned your spot," and stayed with them for a couple years. Um, then I think it was around the time that my wife was pregnant with our second son, that I decided to take a step back, and that's when I went over to the Saints, finished out the season with them, actually jumped on with Ruthless to play in semi pro,
Mhm.
and yeah, I mean, God willing, I can get back into pro. I'd like to. I think it'd be really cool to go back and do that. I still feel like I have more to offer. There's been some kind of changes in life that are making that where it's a possibility. But ultimately, if the big man upstairs says no, it's like, all right, well, I can still play paintball. Like it's still something I can do. And uh, yeah, but along that time, at some point, I had started the channel 11 years ago, and
Oh wow.
yeah, I just got the notification where it's like "Happy 11th birthday" from YouTube. I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. So yeah, don't watch
Damn.
the old ones. Anyone that's listening right now or watching, if you watch the old videos, they are so bad. But
They
everyone is
are.
like that. Yeah. Oh, they're so bad. But
Oh
I think you
man.
have to leave them up there. I think you have to. Like it's kind of like this is just nostalgia at this point. So um, but yeah,
I
that's kind
still
of
have mine. I
yeah,
still have it. It's bad. It's like when you look back at it, you're like, oh.
yeah. It just looks gross. Like it's not nothing. Yeah, but it's progression. So you look
Oh yeah.
then to now, and I think I'd even done. I probably should go back and see what do I disagree with now. That would actually be interesting, and be like, I'm going to update this video and be like, all right, this one is completely wrong, and here's why. And also the game changes anyway, so something that was right even 8 years ago is wrong now. So
Right.
yeah, but yeah, that's kind of everything in a nutshell.
Man, 11 years.
Yeah,
Like it that's just crazy. I mean, you like you're still one. I still consider you one of the really consistent players. You're very consistent when you come on when you get on the field.
thank you.
And I even said it when ML Kings were still ML Kings, and I remember watching you play. I think it was I know it was one of the events that I can't remember shit. I think it was 2023. I think it was 2023 you were still playing, or 2022 around that time.
22 would have been, I think, the last one.
Yeah, it was
Something like
2022.
that.
Well, it's one of the events of the 2022, and I've seen you playing, and you were playing so consistently.
Thank you.
I'm like, why has no one picked this guy up? Like, he could do so much better.
Oh, well, thank
And
you. I appreciate that.
hey, no problem. I mean, I would just I'm going through the eyes of like as a fan, but I'm also like I'm kind of big on sports, and my I think it was my dad who was looking at me. He's like, "What is wrong with you?" He was like, "Well, I love paintball. Like I love it. I'm more into this than I am with football."
Hmm.
And that's the god honest truth. but um, but yeah, so now if since you say you can go back to the pro division, um, what team would you play for, or which team do you
um,
want to get on?
I think it'd be really cool to. I mean, I talked about Bianca earlier. It'd be really cool to play for Dynasty. I mean, I think every kid growing up wants to play for Dynasty. Like that'd be awesome. But I don't know. I think kind of like some of the underdog stuff is kind of cool. Being.
Mhm.
I mean, I came up as the underdog, kind of having to prove yourself. And when the Kings are playing against Heat, it's like, well, we're not favored to win, so let's go out swinging and try to make something happen. And then slowly but surely you start becoming respected. Um, I don't know. I don't know that there's one specific team that I'm like, oh, if I could get on with them. Like I think about like the Iron Men, or it's such a storied franchise that it would be an
Mhm.
honor to wear the shield. But AC Diesel is a great organization, and Damage is right down the street, and it'd be really cool. Like that's the hometown team. Like those are the guys that have been super consistent. I mean, Brian Smith shot me so many times coming up, like having to
Mhm.
learn. Like I tell people about it. I'm like, the only way to get better is to get shot. And I always bring up Brian because we would do one-on-ones and he would disappear and teleport and then bunker me. And I'm like, how'd you do that? And he's like, well, I just did this. And you want to go again? Yeah, let's go again. And just try to try to see if I can shoot you. Um, but yeah, I mean, like Heat is another that would be amazing. I mean, X Factor is another storied legacy kind of team. Um, but yeah, I don't know that there's necessarily one that I'm like that's the pinnacle that I
Right.
want to get onto.
Well, you were talking about underdogs. I know one team is a complete underdog, and that's it's not because they're my home team. It's the Hurricanes. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not because they're my home team or anything. It's just they are the complete underdogs.
Hmm.
Because we are from a low income kind of team, and but we are always when we go on the field. I don't know what the Hurricanes is like juicing up. Like I don't know what they're taking, but it's like they are doing crazy shit. And I'm
Yeah.
like, y'all guys are in your 40s and you're jumping all this. I'm like, come
Age
on.
is just a number. Get out of here with that.
I know. I mean, look at Ryan Greenspan. I mean, he's
Exactly.
like,
Yeah.
what? He's the Tom Brady now age.
Basically. Yeah. Yeah.
Shoot.
Hurricanes was actually a team that I couldn't get out to the tryout in the off season. I
Oh, you were
think
going to?
yeah, I was gonna head out
Oh
there,
man.
and then there was something that happened. I can't remember what it was, but there was something. But everything happens for a reason. So like
Right.
it's not necessarily a negative thing. And of course, it's like, well, we have to see you. It's not
Right.
it's like, yes, you've played pro before, but we have to see you. And it's also, how do you mix in with the team? Because you could have an amazing player and they don't vibe with the team. Well, you don't pick that guy up. Like I don't
Right.
care if you're getting a bunch of kills. If everyone doesn't like you and you don't work well on the field, it's not going to be successful long term. So I totally get that. So I mean, who knows what happens in the future though?
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, like I hope you do get back on a pro spot, and I hope you play with the team that you feel more comfortable with,
Thank you.
and that you will actually win World Cup or
Oh yeah,
any other
that'd be
events.
sick.
I mean, I think that's everybody's dream to win World
Yeah.
Cup, but it's better to be winning World Cup with a team that you feel that you are comfortable with, and that that hey, I'm good,
Hmm.
I'm I'm solid. But so back to like when you were saying about your new thing that you're gonna do with the whole coaching and
Hmm.
all that. Are you doing this for divisional? Like, is it gonna be for more like the lower divisional than like semi-pro?
Honestly, it could be anyone. I think
Okay.
understanding where the certain players are at just helps
Hmm.
with what you can focus on. Like I just did a clinic the other day for a team, and it's like I literally can't get into talking about zone control because we need to work on this other thing. There's
Right.
so much. There's so many layers to it that it's you can only go so far. So it's just kind of understanding where's their starting point, and then where we go from there.
Okay. Yeah, that's complete understandable. Is it gonna be like it's gonna cover everything? Like you're gonna cover everything, like the Doritos, swapping hands,
Mhm.
all the details.
Yeah, so the
Okay.
program that I have is split into three sections basically. Um, so the first section is all just principles. So that's going to be geared more towards the more beginner players, like lower division players. So anyone that's higher level basically can skip past that. It's kind of just talking about normal. Here's
Right.
bunker names and here's how to hold your gun properly and all of that stuff. The second one is, or the second section is all circuits. So they're doing
Hmm.
different drills. And then they have to do a midterm, is actually what I have in there. It's their midterm. So they send me footage based on those drills and whether I think that they should move on or not into the last section. So if there's certain things that are good, maybe they're fantastic with snap shooting, but their running gun is really bad.
Right.
Okay, I want you to work on this. Here's the things that I'm seeing, blah, 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 blah. They go back, they work on it, send me footage, and then I move them into the last section. The last section is talking about all the tactics of it. So that section is just called tactics. So understanding gaps, understanding like your job, understanding all of the different roles and things like that. And then you're sending me playing footage. So it's not just the fundamentals. It's kind of like someone could have a great jump shot, but when they get into the game, it goes away. So I don't care if you can shoot a target 50 times in a row if you freak out in the match itself. So they're sending me footage in that way for their quote unquote final exam, and then I critique that, and then they move on and essentially graduate the course. And then if there's players that are already kind of past that and they just want to do just the critique side of things, there's different levels, and they're allowed to send me a certain amount of footage every month. So
Okay.
that's a monthly thing, and it's essentially it's an online clinic. So if there's a player that wants to send, I have one option that goes up to 60 minutes of footage, and there's one that I call the bare bones, which is like 10 to 15 minutes of footage. So that might only be 8 points, but we can still pull a lot out of that. And then that
Mhm.
15 minutes of footage that you send me might be 35, 40 minutes of a video because I'm sending it back to you. So it's not always a one-to-one. It's not like you're
Mhm.
just getting 15 minutes and 15 minutes. Um, but it goes all the way up to 60 minutes. And then there's a team option that's 45 minutes. So that way people can kind of spread it across their team, make it a little bit more reasonable of a price. Because again, like I was talking with someone earlier today, actually, one of uh, the clients I was talking to, and I remember coming up in college, and it was like, okay, well, my tips are going towards paintball, and this is going towards paintball. It's like everything just kind of went back into paintball, and it's just like, yeah, I'm living at home, like I don't have to pay rent right now. And then when real life happens, you're like, oh man, this is getting a little bit pricier. So I wanted to have something that
Mhm.
a couple different options for people,
Right.
so that way they can see what's best for them.
Right. And you also, if if Father Time tells you, hey, it's time, like you cannot be playing no more, at least you got a a platform that
Hmm.
you can still be part of the sport, but you just can't play. At least you
Right.
have a platform that the newer
Hmm.
generations can, you know, grab the torch that you left behind.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, and I know eventually it'll come to the point that I'll pick up the clipboard
Hmm.
permanently,
Hmm.
but I don't see that happening right now.
Hey,
So I got more to give
it's
right now.
good to have a backup plan just in case.
Oh
You
yeah,
never know.
absolutely, totally get it. Yeah.
I see you have a little Star Wars nerd in
Oh
the
yeah,
back. I am too.
yeah.
I have
I got a couple different ones here.
actually. Hang on. I think there. Give me 1 second. I know you. I heard that you're a Lord of the Rings
Oh
kind
yeah,
of fan
I got
as well.
Pippin, I got Aragorn, I got Gimli, I got a ring wraith. There you go. I have that Gimli. Yeah, it's the one I have right here.
My girlfriend. Shout out to you, Danielle. She she was working at a was a it's a toy store here in Louisiana,
Hmm.
and she she bought me like a crap load of Funko Pops. I mean, I have too many of them, and like I'm a huge Lord of the Rings and Star Wars nerd. I
Did you see my post when I was talking about the blue DSR that I have? It's because its orcs are near.
the thing about like the thing about it is this, like I've always been a Sith, so and I will never forget this, that one of my friends that he passed away a long time ago, may he rest in peace, really great guy. I will never forget, he told me this: why don't you get a red and black gun? Because I'm a Sith. And I'm like, well, I didn't like red and black during the time. I was more of a blue and black kind of guy. But now I was like, now I like red and black. I'm like, great. Now I really gotta get a freaking Force One Darth Vader version. And I'm like, great, I gotta spend another $1,600.
Yeah, my wife got me this one. So when I had asked her who would I be out of the Fellowship, and I was like, it'd be cool if she said like Legolas or Aragorn, like someone cool, whatever. And she was thinking, she goes, Pippin. I'm like, what? But then I think about it, and it's like, yeah, I probably would be more like Pippin. And then same thing, like the reason why I have a Hawkeye over here is I had asked her who would I be out of the Avengers, and I'm a big Spider-Man fan. I got Spidey over here. I'm like,
Deadpool.
oh, Spider-Man had just joined in. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe she'll say Spidey or whatever. Oh, I had a Deadpool somewhere. Um, but and then she said Hawkeye. I'm like, what? Like that's not even. She's like, no, he's a good family man. I'm like, oh my gosh. But now it's like, okay, I'll own it, and he's good at aim. We'll go with that.
Me, Danielle said this, that she told me that I'm her Gimli because I can impersonate his voice
Uh huh.
a little bit. And because when you watch the Lord of the Rings so many times, and I was watching it since I was a kid,
Yeah.
it I kind of just like picked up the voice, and our favorite
Mm-hmm.
scene is Helm's Deep, and I was just, and then that's why she got me the Gimli.
That's cool.
It was hard for her to find that.
Yeah.
It was so hard for her to find the Gimli actual figure, but she
Mm-hmm.
got the mini ones for me. Um, so I have those. I got I gotta find a spot for all these Funko Pops for
It's like I
to
have the
take.
shelf now, so at least I have that.
I really
Yeah,
do
and then
that
this
shit.
was just like my mother-in-law for Christmas. She had asked me, of these characters, which one do you like? I'm like, oh, I like Vader, and then I didn't realize she was asking for a Christmas present, so it's just the Lego one. So I have to keep that away from my 5 and 3-year-old, or else they'll grab it and destroy it and be like, "This is like 800 something pieces. Like, I don't want you to break this."
All they think about is this. Ooh, shiny.
Yep. They were walking in today and like, "Oh, can I?" I'm like, "No, don't touch these,
Don't,
please, please don't."
don't. At least you didn't have the Millennium Falcon.
That's true.
That.
Yeah, yeah, that would definitely be like up here, out of their reach if I had something like that. But
Oh yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah, without doubt. But so I do want to know this, like, what? So when you made your logo, I've noticed that it was the lion.
hmm
Like, what made you pick a lion of how to play paintball?
Well,
It's nice. I'm not gonna lie. I
trying to.
like the whole lion shield thing. That's pretty dope.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying to think through. So Brody Davis, that he's now working with Pro DNA, and
Mm,
does a bunch of their sales for them. He used to be with MacDev. And that's, I think, where I had met him initially. And he had Dirty Paintball. That was like a group that he had. And he's actually the one that did this. I don't know if I said, let's do the lion. Um, I mean, like, I don't hide my Christianity. So it's like, like Lion of Judah, like that kind of stuff. But also
right.
the lion leads the pack, like being ferocious. Like there's a lot of different meanings people can take from it.
Mm,
And then, like winner, obviously there's the crown and all that, like being able to have that. Um, I don't know. I guess that's kind of what it is. I can't remember why we said the lion though. I
I
honestly
mean,
can't remember.
I like it. I mean, it's kind of like a good trademark to have, like,
Oh, thanks.
because it, you know, it's just showing that, hey, I'm here to win. Like, I
Mm,
want to learn how to win. And alliance means power,
hmm
courage. So it gives people when they watch your show, like, and they wear your product,
hmm
and they feel like they feel powerful, and
hmm
that's why I like about it. I
Oh,
really
thanks.
do. Is that a rug in the back of it? Like,
Yeah, that's a friend of mine made. He did like the stitching with the rug. So I
oh
was like,
wow,
I gotta put that up.
yeah, that was
Yeah,
nice.
he did a good job with it. I think I still technically owe him money for it, so I might need to keep that hidden for right now.
Well, I cannot keep
Don't
that
let him
hidden.
see. Don't let him see.
Well, it's on you. I'm sorry, dude, but it's on YouTube.
Ah,
Hey, I
no,
do my
he
stuff
already saw it.
live. I mean,
Yeah, he already saw it. Actually, he just did he showed me a picture. He's a firefighter, so just like every other
oh,
firefighter, they do something on the side. So it's like a side thing that he does and had started. And I think he had just recently done a Grogu as well, like a little Grogu
yeah.
rug. My wife was actually like, "Why are you putting it up?" I'm like, "Because it looks cool." She's like, "Why don't you have it at your feet?" I'm like, "I don't want to put it up. Like, I think it looks cool."
Like, yeah, do not put it on your feet because you're coming home. Like, you're probably coming home from like doing your videos, and you're on like turf or the grass. You
Just
don't want to work.
nasty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just nasty
yeah. I
stuff.
sweat way
Especially,
too much. Yeah, it's just gonna smell at that point.
oh, I'm from Louisiana. You're from Florida. I mean,
Yeah,
we both
we
are
know.
freaking
Yeah, we're
like
swimming. Yeah,
we're swimming in our own gear
yeah.
mostly every weekend.
Yep, absolutely. A friend of mine said that we're not sweaty, we're juicy. So I say I'm juicy.
They should literally have like like this is not for real. I don't want anybody to do this, but they should make our own drink of called Southern Paintball Juice, which is literally our sweat.
I don't know. That might actually, like, if you did like a Gatorade type thing and you just had it, like, do like a Florida one where it's like an
Mhm.
orange, and then like Louisiana. I don't know how you would do like a Cajun. That would probably be gross.
It it would be a really good meme. I'm not gonna lie because of how much we sweat. And
Yeah, it's bad.
oh, have you been to LEX?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
So LEX to me is can get really bad because right next to the far side is a um big pond. It's like a pond
Hmm.
area. So when it gets really hot, that moisture from that just makes it 10 times harder. I'm like, I
Yeah, and then the
it gets
turf just soaks up all the heat. Yeah, we
it's
have turf
bad.
out here now at Legacy.
Mm.
So it used to be Central Florida Paintball. Now it's Legacy Sports.
Mm-hmm.
And in Central Florida, you don't get the breeze off the coast. It's just stagnant, and it's like it's nice and hot on the turf. So you get out there and you do your stuff, and then you get off and try to just find some shade somewhere.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without that, that's why I prefer grass field. I
Hmm.
prefer grass field no matter what because it's less hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so I do want to know this. So you're teamed up with Ruthless PB.
Hmm.
So how did that came about? Like,
That's a funny story.
oh, that
So
shit be good.
John that runs Ruthless, I've known him. He moved down to South Florida when I was down there.
Mm-hmm.
Was just this scrawny emo kid. Like his nickname is Ebone, because he was just like this scrawny kid, from the Midwest originally, and we kind of just struck up a friendship through the Vipers organization.
Mm-hmm.
And when he started Ruthless, he only had like two shirts, and I was helping him out. Like, okay, it's a friend of mine, whatever, and so I'll have to find the picture. There's a really old picture of me basically as like one of his models for one of the shirts, just looking real awkward. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but it's really cool to see how much he's grown in regards to seeing him from the very beginning and just having one or two shirts to having a whole bunch of products and being able to do a bunch of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
supporting the NXL and other leagues, being able to do that. He's a big supporter of paintball growth in general. Like I know he's a big advocate for like youth leagues and all of that. So yeah, that just got started just through meeting each other through paintball, and then as he continued to grow, I think he did some of FAU's jerseys, like one or two of those. Um, he was sponsoring the Kings for a little bit, and I helped out with getting that involved, so that way he was able to get out onto the pro field. Uh, so yeah, I mean, it just the weird friendships that you get through paintball.
Right. Oh, I agree 100%. I mean, I did a couple shirts with Ruthless.
Hmm.
I still got some of the Paintball Lounge. We did like a whole Noric because I I'm into like the Norse like mythology and everything.
Hmm.
And I found out that I was Viking. I had Viking blood in me, and I was like, oh wow, I did not know that.
Hmm.
And so we did a couple of things with Ruthless, and then we kind of didn't. I kind of like step away from him. It's nothing bad. We didn't talk that much, and we did not like um communicate as much as I want us to do.
Hmm.
So that's why we kind of like I still support him. I still
Hmm.
support him in what he does because he does a really great job with MVPS and all the other stuff that like you said NXL and doing the like supporting the divisional area.
Yeah, he really focuses a lot on the divisional guys and like the lower end guys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not so much the pro players. He I think it's more appreciation. Some of the pro
Yeah.
guys are you've seen it. Like I don't know that the Canes are like that because they've only been pro for a little bit, but you get some of these guys that have been pro for a long time and they're like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I deserve this. And it's like, dude, you walk outside of this field, no one
Mm-hmm.
knows who you are. Tom Brady can go somewhere and people recognize him. Like even like non-football people would know him, but you're just some dude in a supermarket. Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
that's not you're not anything. Like you don't need to have this air about you.
Yeah, that's why well like, hurricanes were not like that.
Yeah.
And I can I can remember actually that happened like I think a week ago about a week ago. Stewart was telling me, "Hey, why don't you have your cameras? Like, why don't you have your cameras?" Because I used to have like these live stream cameras for people to practice, and but those were not doing so well because it's one was a Wi-Fi, of
Mm,
course, because when you're working with a cheap hotspot,
yeah.
and it was just not working out for me, so I
Hmm.
kind of got rid of them. And but Stu, Seawright, Drew Bell, um, of course, Matt Hodge and Justin Hodge, BB, they're all great guys. They don't
Hmm.
have a big ego,
Right.
um, and it's just that Justin Hodge is a little shy. he, but I respect the boy. I really do. He turned out a really he's a really awesome player,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, that whole organization is really awesome. That was definitely one that I think it was after Bianca had officially announced he was going to Dynasty that they were doing their tryouts. And I think that he did kind of put in a good word for me. But
mhm,
ultimately, like I wasn't able to make it out there. So I wish I did. I think things would have been a little bit different, but
mhm.
it's everything happens for a reason, right? So like there's some reason why it didn't, and that's okay. And like I'm with the Armada guys now. So that's been good. I'm actually gonna be playing in Brazil with Vikings
Oh,
Ragnarok for that Latin American championship. So Colin Cherry is going to be playing with me too. I don't know if you remember him.
mhm.
He played, yeah, okay, so you know him. All right.
I do remember him.
So I saw that he was playing with them, and Armada was going to play, and then things just didn't work out. So I had asked the owner, like, "Hey, is it okay if I jump in with someone?" He said, "Go for it, it's fine." And saw that Colin was playing with them. He got me in contact with those guys, and they were like, "Yeah, jump in." I'm like, "All right, cool." So fly to Sao Paulo and haven't been back to Brazil in like 12 years, something like that. No, more than that. Wow, it's been a lot longer than that. Yeah. So never played paintball outside the US, so that'll be cool. I'm just hoping that my stuff doesn't get confiscated.
Oh, well, I think you'll be fine. And another thing is that I think you're gonna have a great time in Brazil,
Hmm.
and because I heard a lot of people like they have more fun playing international than sometimes in America, and I'm like, yeah, that kind of that because you're different rules and a different mindset, so it's a little bit more challenging. So, but I do wish you safe travels. I
Oh,
mean,
thank you. Yeah.
because your time zone is gonna be fucked up.
Well, I think that they're close to the same time zone because Sao Paulo is on the eastern edge
Hmm.
near that section. So it might only be like an hour difference, if anything.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. I'd have to check it out.
And
Uh, Yeah, if I went and played in MXL, that's a 3 hour difference because going over to wait 3 or 4 hours. I guess it might depend on where you're at.
yeah.
Because I've talked to Arturo and he's like, I can get you a team, and then Armada plays in the MXL, and I'm like, it'd be fun to go down there and go play in Mexico.
Well,
But
I mean, hey,
it's just having time. I only have so much
right.
time off work, and when you have a family too, it's like, all right, well, I'm not some single dude. I gotta watch out for the family and spend time with my wife and my boys, and it'd be fun to take all of them, but then it gets really expensive. So
Well, yeah, of course, especially the plane tickets and everything.
yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it's it's a amount of money. It's ridiculously amount of money.
Hmm.
But so another thing is this is that so when I was telling people that hey you're coming on the show, one person in particular, it was like a little kid. He asked me to ask you of like what camera do you use when you shoot your videos? Because he's watches and he wants to get into what we get into, like with the gameplay footage.
So like, what's on my gun?
Yeah,
So the GoPro Hero 11 Mini is basically the GoPro Hero 11 without the screen. So you can't run it at I learned this the hard way. It overheats real quick if you have it at like the 5 point whatever K and
right.
60 120 frames a second, whatever it was. Like you'll get great shots, but only for 15 seconds. So I was playing and then I heard it start beeping and it was overheating and I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, so now when I drop it down to I think it's at like 1080 or 2.7, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um it does okay. But yeah, that's all it is. And the good thing with it, I don't think I have it around here. The good thing with it is that the front you can pop off the lens and put a new one on.
Okay.
So if there is any sort of damage, as long as that inner lens is okay,
Hmm.
that like kind of bubble lens, when you take off that outer lens, you just kind of wipe it off and then put the new one on there, and then you're all set. So I have like, nope, that's a different one. Yeah, I have another pieces of cameras, but
Right.
yeah, that's all it is. So whether it be that or there's even like the knockoff ones, like the Akaso you can get on Amazon. The
Right.
footage isn't going to be as good, but we talked about it earlier. Like paintball is expensive, so if
Oh
you're
yeah,
just
without a
trying to
doubt.
get info, it's like, well, if I can just get the footage, then that's fine. And it's not going to be as small. But
Hmm.
actually, I think GoPro just came out with their. Is it just called the GoPro Mini?
Well, actually, the funny thing about it is that GoPro, they're about to launch their Max 2, which everybody's been
Ooh.
wanting to get because people like that 360 stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it's called a Mini, but I've heard really bad reviews
Okay.
about it. So, but I know a lot of people have been going to like DJI
Mm-hmm.
and Insta360.
Yeah.
I know that DJI is about to come out with well, they delayed this, and I was actually really upset that they delayed this. So what DJI was going to do was their own version of the Insta360 Go
I think I saw
3S,
that. Yeah.
and they delay it. And I was like, dang, someone who in this company, in this industry, this sport, will love to have it because no one can spend, like you said, paintball is expensive, but it's also because of this. No one can spend $400 on an EDB camera, and the DJI I use is 200 something dollars,
Mm-hmm.
and I can get like what 1080p, 120 frames per second, and the only problem it has overheating if it's at direct sunlight.
Right. Right.
And but there's times that it does not overheat, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm shooting that many footage. I mean, yes, the battery goes low, but I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what you gonna do about that?
Right. Yeah. I have a little. Actually, do I have it over here? Is it hiding over here? No, it's not.
Probably.
But I just have like a little battery pack, so I can just
Hmm.
plug it in. So if that happened, then it's not the end of the world. I can always, if I see
Right.
that the battery's low, and let's say it's like a really long practice, and I'm
Yeah.
just getting a whole bunch of footage, I can just plug it in while we're filling pods or whatever, and getting water and talk to whoever, and then unplug it, go back out. Yeah, I think I saw that one, that DJI one. That looked pretty good. I wish that Opkicks didn't go out of business. That one was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, I'll get or yeah, it was the egg, right?
Hmm. Yeah, I had one
The
for a little bit.
the only reason I think the reason why they went out of business is because I've heard that a lot of people were having problems with I think it was the hardware or the software.
I think there was kind of some finicky stuff with it, if
Yeah,
I remember
so
right.
and I was gonna buy one, but thank God I did not because for all the problems I've heard, I was like, oh, thank you, I did not have to worry about that. So,
Yeah, like the 360 is awesome. I used to have a 360 and I
mhm,
had a goggle mount, and that's probably the best footage I got. But the issue is that I always feel like I have to like hunch because you have this thing sticking way above your head. So even
you
though
look
it's
like a
getting,
unicorn.
yeah, but also like when I'm playing, like I feel like I have to do this so that
Hmm.
it's not sticking up like that. So that's actually interesting. I don't know if I saw that the Max 2 was coming out because I think that one's like that tall. I think it's
It
fatter.
it's
But it's
much
not as tall.
fatter, and it's like it's kind of like it's just the same thing. I think it's the same dimension and everything as the Max. It's just that they add a lot different functions that
Okay.
people wanted. Um, my perspective about GoPro when it comes to paintball is that it does great, but it's just a pain in the butt because of the overheating
Mhm.
that it does take effect, and it overheats pretty fast.
I think that there's some ways around that, because like with MVPS, they use GoPros for the live stream.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that, let me see, there is a way that, like with this GoPro, like when you take out the battery,
Mm-hmm.
if you just plug in with a
Mm-hmm.
USB-C, this basically acts as like a way to dissipate the heat. So if you have it automatically um, charging here, I
Right.
think you can do it that way. But then I think there's some features that don't work if you don't have the battery in. So it's kind of like it's a give and take of, what is it that you want it to do or don't want it to do.
Right.
Um, but I think that would be something if you're trying to live stream instead of trying to go off the battery. That if you just have that section open, that it just lets the heat escape a lot easier. I think that they have GoPros in the corners, if I remember right. I'll have to check this weekend.
Yeah, because I think it's MVPS this weekend, isn't it?
Yep, I'm going to be commentating Saturday and Sunday, so
Oh, I'll be
it'll be
watching.
good. Yeah. It's funny when people have said, like, oh, when you said this about me, and I'm like, dude, I talked for like 10 or 11 hours straight. I don't know what I said.
Oh no, you probably remember me. You probably will remember me because I'll be like this. Hey, man.
No, because it'll still be. It was someone at the hotel uh Saturday night. They're like, oh, when you said this about me, and I'm like, uh-huh. Uh-huh. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't remember what I said, man. Like I've literally just talked like 8 hours, 9 hours straight. Like I don't know what I said anymore.
I know that feeling way too well. Like way too well.
It's
And
fun though. It's fun. They take care of me up there. Like we got a fan. I was like, this is great. So everyone else is all hot, and I got like this big box fan off to the side, and
mhm.
we get that, and then they're like, "You need some water?" I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, "Oh yeah, we got lunch down here." I'm like, "Oh, this is fantastic." Just sit up here all day and just talk paintball.
Yeah, I mean, and MVPS, I've seen so much of what they're doing, and I honestly love the idea of it
They're doing awesome.
because I think I think they were the only tournament that was still doing D6. Um I believe so. I think they were the only tournament in the South that was still doing D6 other than Bunkerfest.
Hmm.
But and I love the idea of D6. I love the idea of it, especially a 3v3 style
Hmm.
because it gives the youngsters little the little taste of the water, like, okay, this is how it really is. Because when you go from, I think it's when you go from time matches to points, it's like the time matches are actually your stepping stone
Hmm.
to show you how fast you can beat like hit the buzzer before the clock.
Hmm.
But no, MVPS is like, I've seen so much of it, and I actually want to play it one day. I really do.
Yeah, come on over.
But like you said, it's timing and
Yeah,
money.
right.
and, and if I'm going to all the way to Kissimmee, Florida to go play it, I gotta at least go to Universal or Disney
Yeah.
to make the most of it.
Right, right. I mean, well, the good thing is that when the divisional, they split the division, so
Mhm.
you're playing all of your matches. Like everything is like sun up to sundown, either Saturday or Sunday.
Right.
So you would technically have another day uh, if you needed to do some convincing of like, I'm gonna go play, and then tomorrow we're doing this, or we're gonna do this today, and then tomorrow I'm playing. Um, and actually where it's at Austin Tyndall, it's in Kissimmee, so it's not too far
Mhm.
from the parks and all that.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I'm kind of spoiled. I'm in Winter Haven, so I'm only like an hour to Disney. So the boys are kind of spoiled with that. We got gifted passes for that, so uh, like we take them, and it's definitely fun.
Perfect way. Perfect.
Yeah, and then we can leave. Yeah, and not feel like, oh, we wasted money. Like if they have a meltdown again, they're 3 and 5, so sometimes
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
mean,
oh, it's time to leave. We don't need to be
it's,
here anymore.
it's Disney and like Universal. I mean, they that's their playground. Like,
Yeah.
let them be.
Oh, it's mine too. I nerd out with that stuff. I like it. I listen to like a theme
Same.
park podcast and stuff. Like it's
Oh, trust me. If I could have, I mean, I run two podcasts. I run this podcast and the Unleash
uh-huh.
podcast, which is the uncensored of the Paintball Lounge. And my when I was thinking about doing another podcast, I was gonna think about doing one that's just based off like shits and giggles, like about theme parks or
Hmm.
back in the good old days. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have one that is uncensored. We talk about whatever,
Yeah.
whenever we want, and you know. But I glad I got you on this one because the fact that you are sponsored by a lot of places, and I don't want you to be like, oh, you
No,
can't.
I mean, that is something with paintball is like, or I can just not have a comment on something.
Still though.
No, it's all good.
All right, so this part of the show, so I asked you a lot of questions, and now it's your turn to put me in the hot seat. Lay on me.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask how is Louisiana paintball right now?
Well, it's actually going. I mean, we have our bumps. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I did my last person who I did with behind the marker was Dylan and
Hmm.
BZ, who are now the new coaches of guerrilla warfare. They told me that I am the voice of Louisiana paintball.
That's cool.
At first, I thought it was a goof. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, that's." But then that is what we lack in Louisiana paintball is that we lack um someone to actually record of like rec ball because that's what these new players are going to be playing,
Hmm.
and that's why I started doing like more gameplay footage, and then I'm now running like the voice of Louisiana paintball. So we still have our bumps of hey, it's going great, then it's not going great. um we got LA Extreme who won UXBL and twice in a row, and see Smoke won as well in the so there I think there were second place or third place in UXBL the last one.
Okay.
Um, so it's going pretty good. I just hope we get more people to play, just paintball in general.
What do you think it is that's holding back in Louisiana? Like, is it just pricing, or I know you said where with like Hurricanes, like they're not the biggest funded team. They're no dynasty.
I think honestly, it could be fundings. It could be, but I feel like that. Um, a lot of people think, you know, still think that Louisiana, like, still think that paintball is related to firearms,
Hmm.
and they don't understand that hey, we are shooting markers at each other, but it's paint.
Hmm.
And the people here, we're just we're going to treat you with respect and dignity, and all we want is you to do the same.
Hmm.
um so I feel like that's what we lack. Like I feel like we lack getting people to play and showing them hey, come on, just give us a chance.
Right.
And if you look at Louisiana paintball, like on YouTube,
Hmm.
there's hardly anything.
Right.
And I was actually, I still am shocked to this day that when you look up Louisiana paintball, there's so small. It is so undeniably small.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Yeah. I mean, do you think it's just like so? It's an image thing in
I
Louisiana.
think so. I
Yeah.
really think it's an image thing because a lot of people also say that Louisiana has the highest crime rate, um, and stuff like that. But and I think that also gets people like, I'm kind of scared, like
Hmm.
I'm kind of scared.
Right.
So, but I mean, it could be a lot of things.
Right. Right. I mean, well, okay. Let's flip over to lounge then. So, where is it if you could look 5 years down the road from now? Where is it that you want to see paintball lounge?
Honestly, I don't like this plan the future because the whole idea of the paintball lounge, it was it was something for me to have if when my time is saying, hey, I'm done. And like this whole podcast started like my girlfriend telling me after the pandemic, like, hey, why don't you um make a podcast of paintball because you've been doing it for like 15 years. And at first it was just doing like local guys, like just we're just doing local guys here in Louisiana, showing off like, hey, well, we're from Louisiana. We have these great players, great field owners. And now like we got 600 subscribers on YouTube, and we're just I just want to attach to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just want to get people to play more Louisiana paintball, and the ultimate goal that I would love to see is that one day that all the fields that I've been going to, they give me a call and say we are booked.
Mm.
Like having so many parties, people are playing it. That will be the ultimate goal.
Nice. All right. All right. Well, you know the ESPN, the 3v3
Oh
thing coming
yeah.
up. What's your take on that? I have my own opinion.
Okay, so oof, I got mixed emotions about that.
Did you get to watch it last event?
No,
Okay.
no, I did not. I was working, and I don't have, and I didn't feel like spending $15 a month just for one event. I mean, I had other things to pay for.
Mm-hmm.
But the idea of ESPN2 coming back for the 3-man, I like the idea. I think it's a great idea. However, the possibility if to being bombing is pretty high because of what happened last time. And like I still watch the Ocho one. I still watch the Ocho one. And I have it on my, well, you can't say DVR because my dad and I, we have this third party streaming platform called Mike's Clear Choice. Um, but I still can look it up and say, pay paintball from the Ochos, and I'm still watching it. And I'm like, this is horrible. This is really horrible. I can't pay attention to it because they were. I know they were doing. They were having so many of the GoPro cameras and this and that. So that's why I'm kind of like. I love the idea, but I'm kind of scared about that. Like, please do not put any more GoPros on the players. Like half the time, the fans who are or new players who are playing want to get into the sport, they don't know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that
So
one they were trying to do more of like the being in the action kind of thing. You
yeah.
know, like not a lot of people know what it's like to be on the field. Uh, yeah, I could definitely see that. All right, so then if you could change, what's the biggest thing that you would change in the NXL,
Mm,
or biggest two or three? It doesn't have to be just be one.
um. Well, in the NXL, I don't think they're Hmm. Oof, that's a tough one. Hmm. Honestly, I think Tom is doing a really great job at right now. I think he's doing a really great job right now because he is kind of stepping out of the comfort zone of different venues because they had that Tampa opening, which was awesome.
I really liked it. It's also
I
only like an
think,
hour drive for me, but
well, yeah, but it's also because of that. Is that the fact that we were literally right next to Buccaneer Stadium,
right.
and I think that Tom is doing a really great job of spanning out a little bit more, like a little doing something different. And I don't think I would change anything. Um, but the one thing I would like to see from Major League is that even though yes, this is Major League Paintball, that's for the pros and all that, I would like to see Tom give more credit for people like us who are playing paintball all the dang time, like even though they call us the weekend warriors, but that is how we're actually growing the sport, and because we're getting people to play more paintball.
Mm.
Because I mean, not every day you're going to see a pro player um, play it in Excel, and people are going to watch it, and they're going to be like this. What is Dorito? What is that? What
Hmm.
he's talking about? What's Snake One? But when they watch the a rec player playing their home field, they will be like this. Oh, that's the container that guy was shooting from. I'm gonna try to shoot there. I
Mm.
want to try that. So I guess that's the only thing that I could change for it. It's like, hey Tom, bring the rec ball players a little bit more credit.
Yeah. I mean, even when I'm doing the MVPS stuff, I try to throw in explanations because,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes there's some mom or boyfriend, girlfriend that's watching. And it's
Yeah.
like, look, I understand that this doesn't, my wife has been around paintball for, I guess, 12, 13 years. She's like, I still don't understand it. It's like, when I see that you're happy, then I know that something good happened. It's like when the point goes up for you guys, it's like, all right, so they're winning right
Oh,
now.
that is what Danielle is. My girl is the exact same way. Oh my god. She she does not understand it, but she will literally does your wife does this? Does she literally, when you're about to be, your mind's about to go in the gutter because you had a bad match and everything? Does she like pep you up, saying, "Hey, get out of your funky mood, get back on the field, and do your job"?
No, she's usually on the other side of the field. She's not in the pit.
That's the thing. Like she's like both our girls, just like one way, just is our cheerleaders. Like they are cheerleaders, knowing that hey, we are happy because we're doing something right, and they will support us even though we drive them insane.
Yeah, I mean, so thinking about the stuff with the NXL, like, did you see Jimmy Hickey with Finlay hats? What he posted with the Pro Tour?
No, I did not.
So basically, his idea is, I think he wants to try to get this rolling next year. So it'd be interesting to see what actually happens. But there would be this. This is kind of my opinion of what I think pro paintball should get to, is having regional things
Mm-hmm.
across the U.S. So you have a kind of set season essentially.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the East Coast, the Midwest, West Coast. Uh, there might be like a Southeast. I think I want to say it was just all East Coast, but he mentioned something about Florida being like the hub where
Right.
East Coast would be, and then I'm sure it'd be like Texas for the middle of the U.S. and then California or maybe Nevada or something for more on the West. But
Right.
uh, they would play either every weekend or every other weekend. And then I guess they would kind of win out of that. And he would have, I think, more pro teams, but you're playing in your conference. And his
Mm.
idea is more that things aren't like leveraged in a way that they could be
Right.
with the marketing of things. And because he comes from a business side of things with Finlay, with all
Right.
the stuff with the hats, like they post their weird videos and they do all that stuff and they know what they're doing with the advertising. So I don't know, it just looked kind of interesting. I he posted about it on, I don't know if it was on his personal page, but I think it's Pro Tour Paintball
Hmm.
on Instagram. I think it'd be interesting to see that because I've always been a big believer in, like, there should be regional, and then World Cup is you win out of your conference, and then it's those teams that are playing in like a true World Cup. And there can be another division for other teams that didn't make it. And
Right.
the prize package isn't as big. It's not, whatever. The one that you did win out of, that's the big prize package. I at least like with NXL, with them having a true World Cup where the top two from Europe, there's the Latin American one, there's the buys that happen based on that. So I'm cool with all that. I think that's cool.
Right.
Uh, but I don't know. I think the Pro Tour stuff would be kind of interesting to see what happens with that.
I mean, another thing I would like to see, I know they will never do it again because they got the Hormesis 1v1
Oh,
now.
right. Yeah.
Um, I would like to see, and I'm not, I know about the whole damn, you know, Blisco, whatever his name
Oh,
is.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm not
Bilzerian.
getting into that. I'm not getting into that. But I do like the idea of having a pro 1v1 style, but they go for a belt.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
What, like if they go, that would actually be a lot entertaining,
Yeah.
and especially like getting like these new pros that they are now stepping on to the pro field. These new teams like Leverage, well, the Sea Dogs, um, and just having something like that will also change the game, and it
Hmm.
will actually make it a little bit more interesting than I like the Hormesis, don't get me wrong. I like the Hormesis whole what they're doing and everything, but it will be nice to see like other pro guys going at it for a championship belt.
Hmm. Someone brought up a cool idea about if there were like zones where there's like a
Hmm.
shot clock. So there's like a yellow or like a green, yellow, and red zone or something like that.
Hmm.
And if you are still in that back zone after a certain amount of time, it's like the shot clock expired and you're eliminated. So it's like you have to fight to move out of that. And I'm like, that would actually be really cool because it would force everyone to have to move, but then your gunfighting has to be there. If someone gets somewhere quicker, then they can chill in that like yellow zone or whatever for a little bit. And then the red zone, they can stay there indefinitely or something like that. Or I think it was Marcelo brought up if you could, I don't know if he had said it and I thought, or it was like a parallel thought or whatever. But it'd be really cool if they did something where if you win in under 30 seconds,
Hmm.
like hit the buzzer at like 29 is the limit, um, then it's 2 points. So then you have these teams that if you're down by one, okay, well, do we try to just tie it
Right.
or do we try to go for two? Or, if a team is up, do they try to go for two and like strengthen that lead more? Or do they let it ride a little bit? And okay, even if we lose this, we just got to hold it for at least 30 seconds. Because I really think they need to bring back penalty boxes because the penalties are not. If you're smart about it, I won't tell you what pro player told me. He used to play for Impact, is all that I will say, because now he's on a different team, so that doesn't narrow it down at all. He was like, "All right, if I have 5 bodies alive and I go get a major, I still have 2 bodies to hit the buzzer. That's not going to stop me. I can go through and shoot a couple bodies. I get pulled. My 2 other guys get pulled. There's still 2 bodies to go hit the buzzer. So I can go get a major and it's not actually going to be bad. But when the penalty boxes were here, you had to sprint back to the box. If you didn't get there in time, the time started whenever you got in the box. And then it was, 2 or 3 minutes of game time. Like I kind of feel like it should be like a minor as a 1-for-1. Like, okay, that's a whatever. But a
Hmm.
major, you have to sprint to the box and you have the box again because that would be really interesting to see how all that would work out because then it's a true penalty. Then you're down 4-on-5 for the next couple minutes, so the other team can run it up in that time frame. Or if you're good enough of a team, can you hold it off? To get your guy back.
Right. So, but what's your intake about? Well, since you asked me the intake about the whole 3v3 with ESPN2, what's your intake about it?
I don't know if that's the direction that paintball should go. Is 3-on-3.
Hmm.
I think if they do 3-on-3, it needs to be a smaller field.
Okay.
It's too big of a field to do 3-on-3.
Hmm.
Not that the games were necessarily slow or anything, but it just wasn't. I don't know, I think it's just too big. Like they need to shrink it down, maybe have the
Hmm.
same width but shrink it down or something. Um, because it's 3-on-3. Like you don't need that much space.
No.
Um, so that would be the only thing. I mean, if ultimately if that's the thing that takes off for paintball, then great. But I I like 5-on-5. I think it's kind of a good in between. There's enough going on that you have to be strategic,
Hmm.
but if you lose a body, it's not the end of the world. Whereas 10-on-10, if you try to put that on TV again, like that's going to be so hectic. And then 7-on-7, like 7-man wasn't bad. I think 7-man had great stuff, but there's something about 5 that I think is good. if there was one focal point, then you could do like a 7-on-7. But with paintball, it's hard to follow if you don't know the game. Like we can appreciate it. We can watch a slow point and still
Mhm.
appreciate like, oh wow, that was sick. Like that was real solid how they did XYZ. But my wife or your girlfriend watches it and they're like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. And like all they did was just sit there and shoot a gap. But it's if you've actually played, then you know. So
Mhm.
that's just my opinion. I mean, ultimately, paintball is paintball. Like if it ends up
Oh yeah.
being that pro tour thing takes off, then awesome. If the 3-man thing takes off, then great. Like I personally just like 5-on-5. I like that there's no sideline coaching with NXL. I think
Oh yeah.
that was really good. Although when I played in college, it was 2 10-minute halves and sideline coaching, and like there's fun with that too. But yeah, I don't know. I think they were just trying to get the crowd involved with that one.
I agree 100%. Like if this is the 3v3 is the way to go, then yeah, hey, it's the way to go. And
Mm-hmm.
definitely a smaller field. Um my thing about like another thing I wanted to like, think about this, and I actually um I don't know if they still do this, to be honest with you. Did they stop doing semi pros on YouTube? Or are they still doing it?
No, it's there, but it's only when the WNXL is playing. So they won't have it in Texas. They'll have it at World Cup.
Do it.
Yeah. So, but that's because the what's his name? Whoever it is that like owns the WNXL, I think is helping pay for some of that. I want to say that. Don't quote me on that. I think that's part of it. I think it'd be great to keep that for semi-pro because those are stories. Those are great stories. I mean, okay, Hurricanes are a great example. They weren't ever it wasn't fit. They weren't winning everything and all of that, but they fought their way in. They earned the spot,
Hmm.
and then they got to prove themselves on the pro field. And then you have like now with BR Factory, they're doing amazing, and it's their first year in semi-pro. Like this is great. Like that's a great story of what did they do. But if you're only showing it every so often, then it's kind of like no one can follow that.
I agree 100% because, um, like, I said this a lot of times. Excuse me. The the pros we're so used to. We're so
Mm-hmm.
used to the pros because we already know the story. We already know everybody. But these semi pros, that is more interesting
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know what's gonna happen. You
Right.
don't know when like the next Greenspan, the guy who
Mm-hmm.
could be like Ryan Greenspan, he's on a team and we never got a chance to see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like NXL should do more semi pro, help out the semi pros a little bit more, and especially the women, show a little bit more. I know the women has like, a different schedule, but even if they don't show the much of the women in Excel, still show the semi pro
Mm-hmm.
because, you know, a- this is just like you said, a lot of magic and a lot of interesting happens in the semi pro that I wish I could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And even man, I even messaged Jen who is plays for who was it? She plays with Matt the Gym Rat. Um
Oh, with Underground.
yeah,
You're
Underground
talking
Jen.
about Jen Folk.
Yeah, Jen Folk.
Yeah.
I messaged her and I was like, "Hey, you want to come to the show?" Because of her style. I
Mm-hmm.
love when she's playing, and I'm like, God, I wish we could see more of this.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see more of this.
Yeah, she's nasty. She's good.
She's not like Haley or Kristen. I
Yeah, it's
call the
just
those are Pete nasty. I gotta go to hell. But is there any more questions you got for me, man?
No, I don't think so. I think we talked about all that. I think we solved all the world's problems. So
But are you? Oh, another thing. There is one thing.
Mhm.
So I just came in my mind and just went that way. Damn it! I just love when that happens.
Yeah.
Like it came in your head and then just go whoop.
Yep.
Eh. Oh, okay. So what do you think that will help local paintballers, like, just field owners in general, to help with the industry a little bit better? Because
What do you mean by help?
like we're still, some places still kind of are, you know crunching because of the pricing and everything. So in your perspective, what do you think could help, like, get more business to local fields, like for local field owners, whether it's in any kind of state?
Um, hmm. I mean, you could always try to do something like working with outside businesses about doing like, hey, if you guys sponsor this, we want to have like the Boys and Girls Club come out and do like a free paintball thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still getting paid for by someone else. Like and you can work it out with, your tax ID and it goes towards a nonprofit so they can, if they want to write it off for taxes and that's the real incentive, then great.
Mm-hmm.
But, go and do something like that. Cause I know people that are, uh, not on drugs because of paintball. Like they play and they're not addicts, or they have a community now where they can, like Patty Gleason isn't one to hide that. Like he's like, I used to be an addict. And paintball, I think, helped him to have kind of like a guidance of, no, I want to be great at this. And he got on with Thunder and got on with Iron Man, and now is doing his stuff with Off the Leash. And paintball is something that has really helped him out. So helping out the youth that are kind of like the students that I teach. I teach at an alternative school, so it's all the kids
Mm-hmm.
that are suspended long term from their normal school. So those kinds of kids might benefit from paintball. Like they can kind of let out some aggression. They can go and play hard. You get to shoot your friends, and then you go home.
Right.
Something else that could be cool is with like the sponsored teams. Actually, an idea. Kind of want to talk to Legacy about it, about
There you go.
having um, some of these, like, hey, this is our sponsored team for this field, or they're sponsored by us, they get their discounts or whatever like that. Maybe make it where it's necessary that they help out with one day a month, that they come out on a Saturday or whatever, and they do like an intro to paintball day, and they're there to help with people that are coming out, and just do it where it's like they give like $10, $15. They can go and get a rental with a loader of paint that's going to
Mm-hmm.
cover all those expenses, um, and get to go and play, 2 points and get to play. But it's the sponsored field team that's
Mm-hmm.
there helping to run it. So that way they already have the staff there. Because obviously, if some of these kids understand that, hey, we are sponsoring you, if we do better, you get more. Some kids, I don't know if they realize that. It's like, if we make more money, then you get more stuff. So it's like one of the reasons why some of these teams will get amazing deals and they're
Mm-hmm.
not even a good team, is because they sell product. So if you
Right.
help sell a bunch of stuff, every company is going to want to work with you. So if you're able to do stuff like that, then you bring in a lot more business and do that kind of stuff. I think it could be kind of interesting to do something like that.
Yeah, I honestly agree with that 100%. And that's why I just announced it, and I'm about to announce it again right now. So back in 2022, I came up with a team called the Aces and Eights. Um, or if anybody knows what Aces and Eights stands for, it means Dead Man's Hand. Like, old Western movie, guy play Aces and Eights, Grim Reaper's hand. So I brought it back. I announced it. Hey, I'm bringing it back, but we're known as Dead Man's Hand. And the whole concept of it is that we are not a speedball team. We're not going to be labeled as this is just a speedball team. No, or a rec ball team. We're going to be a group of guys who love the sport of paintball, and we want to help people to get more into it. So that's the whole concept of it. And that's
Hmm.
what you just said, like, have these sponsors teams play on a Saturday with with the rentals. That's the direction I want to do as well. Because like I said before, the rentals are our field owners living. That's
Hmm.
their money that they need, and that's how they're gonna come back if they say, "Hey, I played with such and such or this team, and they were amazing. They at this
Hmm.
field, that will generate business
Right.
and help the community a lot better."
Hmm. Yeah, and when you have it where, especially, little Johnny is playing and
Hmm.
his mom is there and sees that he's taken care of and that he's having a good time, she's going to be more inclined. But if if he goes out there and has a terrible time, they're never going to go back. Like there's no incentive for that. So you don't want that to be the case. And I think if you did do kind of like an intro day, like that could be something beneficial and you put that out in the community. That's something that, with the advertising side of things, put it out there. Hey, we're doing an intro to paintball day, $5 to $10. $5 you get one point. I don't know if that would even work out, financially, but $5 for 1 point, $10 for 3 points, and you get to go and play. And if you like it, the next time you come back, you get free entry, and a free rental package. Like something like that. So that way, there's incentive for, well, I want to try it again, and then they can come back and do something like that, especially if you have like we have Damage out here, so like I'll use them as an example. A lot of the guys from Damage are right there.
Right.
So, and some of them are I mean, really, actually all of them are good with talking with people. That's something that I really respected with like Keith is a perfect example of that. Like the nicest dude off the field. When you play him, it's a different story, but like nicest person outside the net, and will take the time to talk with the little kid that's there and give him the time of day. And that makes a huge difference when you have that kind of stuff. So I think that would probably be part of it, is just making sure that they're enjoying it. Like
Mhm.
I'm not pat myself on the back, but like an example. So for people that are watching or listening, next time you're out there, if you see a big group, what I've done before is, hey, is this a birthday party? Who's the birthday boy or girl? And I'll give them my gun to use for the next point.
That's what I do.
And yeah, so that way, one, they're like, oh, I'm going to win. It's like, you don't know that the gear really doesn't make the player at all, but
Right.
cool, go out and have fun. And you just made that kid's day. Everyone else is now like, well, I want to be on little Johnny's team because he has the best gun out here now. They just go out, have a blast, and you get to make their day. Again, Johnny's mom is happy. All the other parents are happy. They want to come back. Or if you have a field where maybe there's like different colors of paint or something like that, or I don't know, it depends on the field, but
Right.
hey, who's the birthday boy or girl? Hey, take this pot of paint that's actually a different color paint, so you're going to know when you shoot someone, and just give it to them. Like, ultimately it's a couple bucks out of your pocket, but especially at the end of the day, if you see them, like, just do it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. You just give them that paint and then they go out and have a blast, and it's something that they remember. So like that's something that we can do just as players. But yeah, I'm getting on
Yeah.
soapboxes way too much, so I gotta stop.
You're good, man. You're good. I mean, I agree 100% because the fact that um that's why I said I bring it back to Dead Man's Hand team, because we are gonna like the idea of it is that we want to give people a great time. And I've seen like the videos I do, I have seen so many people had told me, "Hey, you're gonna be on YouTube. Like, hey, what should I do? Like, how can I do this? Like, how can I shoot better?" And um, in fact, someone pulled me aside and said this, "Hey, are you the guy who said the pika pika all the damn time?" Like, yeah, that's me. It was just a goof. That was literally a goof.
Hmm.
So, but it's just stuff like that gets people more exciting.
Right.
And that's what I want to do. Like, I want to have a team to where that people do join on this squad or whatever you want to call it. They will have like a group that they can go play with and be like, hey, Johnny's mom, they can trust us. They know that, hey, we're going to take care of him. If anything happens, we got his back. And that will also show to everybody else that, hey, paintball may be fast paced and shooting and everything, but they got some really nice people.
Hmm. Yeah, because then you get the jerks. Like that's always going to be there. So
Oh,
if we
you
can
mean
avoid,
airsoft?
well, no, that's not what I mean at all. No, no, no. Play what you like.
Yeah, I
Hey, there's
know.
people
I
that'll play
know.
both.
Yeah, I know.
Um, Actually, if anything, we might want to support Airsoft because they're blowing up a
They
little
can,
bit, and
yeah, I
Die and
know.
HK and all them, they're sponsoring those guys now, so they make more money. We get some more on the back end. Uh,
I
but yeah,
stick to
it's
paintball.
no, I'm in the same boat. I've been shot with Airsoft, but I personally wouldn't play it. But I don't
Mm-mm.
know. Like if someone's like, "Hey, you want to go play the CQB or the Speed Soft?" Like I don't know, maybe I can go mess around with it. Sure, why not? But yeah, I think that's all it is just make sure that they have a good time and yeah, like you can give them a little bit of time. I get it if you're getting ready for an event and you're trying to focus, different
Mm-hmm.
story, but like I'm going to go out and drill tomorrow. I highly doubt that there's going to be any, little kid out there or whatever. But let's say that I'm doing drills and I see that he's trying to do drills. I can go and just help him and like, hey, let me help you out with some of this stuff. And then that's it. Like I help them with something. They remember that they got taken care of. They feel better for the weekend if they're going to play and done.
Yep, that's basically what I want to do.
Yeah.
But I think we hit all the time because I know you got kids. They're probably like,
Oh, they're asleep right now. I hope. I hope. Neither of them
but
napped. Neither napped today. So I hope that they are asleep right now. Or my wife. I don't know. I haven't heard any screaming. So
well, I know it's late for you because I think it's like what 9 o'clock over there.
yeah, just 9:26. Yeah, I'm only an hour ahead.
Well, I know you gotta probably get some sleep
Yeah,
and
thank you.
get you also gotta get some drills and get ready for your event. And
Thank
it's
you.
well in PPS. So appreciate coming on the show, man. It was great.
No, thank you for having me. We'll have to do it again for sure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I hope you have a great time at MVPS, man. I'll see you then.
I'll see you around.
All right, everybody. That is Greg from How to Play Paintball. And what I have to say is that, really great guy. Really great guy. Had a really, really amazing time. And now I think about it is this. Now, we had so many interviews. We had a lot of interviews for the past couple of weeks. So I'm gonna leave this with this one question. Who would you, the fans, like to see coming on the show? If you don't know anybody, leave a comment down below of who you want to see on the show. And if it's a Hurricane player, let the Hurricane player know that, hey, come on the show. But if anybody else, let us know and we'll see what we can do. Um, I want to give a shout out to all of our sponsors of the Paintball Lounge, Guerrilla Warfare. If you want to play the best paintball in Baton Rouge, Louisiana area, go to Guerrilla Warfare. If you're shopping for the best gear, go to Pelican Paintball in Metairie, Louisiana. As well as if you're playing in New Orleans area, go to NOLA Paintball. Both NOLA Paintball and Pelican Paintball run by the same guy. Great, you will get the best gear that he can get, as well as the best field to be playing in that area. But if you're here in Slidell, Louisiana, or Mandeville, Louisiana, mostly St. Tammany Parish, if you want to go like that, you can go to these two fields. You can go to LA Extreme Paintball. I don't think you can see it from over here because probably the title's yeah, it's around here somewhere. Oh, there it is. LA Extreme Paintball is drawn down there. Probably can't see it because of the mic, but LA Extreme Paintball or Paintball Command. Those two are great facilities, great owners, great staff. Also, shout out to Stephanie from St. Dude Photography as well as Underdog Society. Her products are amazing. And if you want great footage, photos, videos, or whatever you want to do when it comes to paintball or photography, go set up with Stephanie from St. Dude Photography, as well as AP Photography, right there. AP Photography, both Stephanie and Corey makes great videos. They do a phenomenal job. I also wanted to give a shout out to Charm Chick for producing great apparel as well as this. You want the best car wash to go to in Covington and Slidell, head up Tommy's Car Wash. They provide a great car wash service, and they are also the sponsor of this podcast. Uh, so if you want your ride every time you come home from a long day of practice and a long day of anything, and your car is all nasty and dirty, head up Tommy's Car Wash. They provide the great service, and you could also get this. You could pay $20 and you could get a 30-day unlimited trial run with our best wash, the works. So, I've been your host, Zachary, and this has been the Paintball Lounge, the voice of Louisiana paintball. Y'all have a good night.